The 20th century witnessed a revolution in textile production with the advent of synthetic fabrics. Nylon, polyester, acrylic, and rayon quickly infiltrated the fashion industry, offering versatile alternatives to traditional natural fibers. Their rise marked a turning point, transforming clothing production and consumption habits globally. The allure of synthetic fabrics extended beyond their practical benefits. They allowed for vibrant colors, innovative textures, and unprecedented design possibilities. From sportswear to haute couture, synthetics permeated every facet of the fashion landscape. However, the environmental consequences of synthetic fabric production and disposal soon became a growing concern. Evaluating their production processes, waste generation, and disposal methods is paramount in determining their true cost to the planet. Understanding the implications of our fabric choices is essential in navigating the complex landscape of sustainable fashion. By delving into the intricacies of synthetic fabric production and consumption, we can make more informed decisions that align with a more eco-conscious approach to fashion. Synthetic fabrics are born from a complex chemical process that transforms raw materials, primarily petroleum, into long chain-like polymers. These polymers are then spun into fibers, which are woven or knitted into fabrics. The extraction and processing of petroleum, the primary source of most synthetic fibers, contribute significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. Additionally, the manufacturing process often involves the use of toxic chemicals, some of which can leach into waterways and harm aquatic life. The release of these chemicals into the environment raises concerns about water pollution, soil contamination, and potential health risks. The environmental footprint of synthetic fabric production extends beyond the factory gates, impacting ecosystems and communities throughout the supply chain. Addressing these challenges requires a multi-pronged approach, focusing on reducing reliance on fossil fuels, exploring alternative feedstocks, and minimizing chemical use. The environmental ramifications of synthetic fabric production extend far beyond the factory floor. Unlike natural fibers, which readily decompose, synthetic fabrics can linger in landfills for centuries, releasing harmful greenhouse gases as they break down. The disposal of synthetic garments further exacerbates the problem. When discarded, these fabrics contribute to the growing issue of textile waste, much of which ends up incinerated or in landfills. Incineration releases toxic pollutants into the air, while landfilling contributes to soil and water contamination. Beyond their disposal, synthetic fabrics pose another environmental challenge: microplastic pollution. Every wash cycle releases countless tiny fibers from synthetic garments, which enter waterways and eventually make their way into the ocean. These microplastics are ingested by marine life, disrupting food chains and potentially harming human health. Addressing microplastic pollution requires innovative solutions, such as the development of washing machine filters and advancements in fabric technologies that minimize fiber shedding. The debate surrounding sustainable fabrics often centers on the comparison between natural and synthetic fibers. Natural fibers, derived from plants or animals, are often touted for their biodegradability and renewable nature. Cotton, linen, wool, and silk have been used for centuries, offering breathability, comfort, and a natural aesthetic. However, their production also comes with environmental implications, including water consumption, land use, and greenhouse gas emissions. Cotton, for instance, requires significant amounts of water and pesticides for its cultivation, while wool production contributes to methane emissions from sheep. These environmental impacts highlight the importance of sustainable farming practices and responsible sourcing in minimizing the footprint of natural fibers. Synthetic fabrics, on the other hand, present a mixed bag when it comes to sustainability. While their production raises concerns about fossil fuel dependence, chemical use, and microplastic pollution, they also offer certain advantages. Synthetic fabrics are generally more durable than their natural counterparts, potentially extending garment lifespan and reducing the need for frequent replacements. Ultimately, the most sustainable choice depends on various factors, including the specific fiber, its production methods, the intended use of the garment, and its end-of-life management. Addressing the environmental challenges posed by synthetic fabrics requires a shift towards a more circular economy. Recycling plays a crucial role in this transition, offering a pathway to reduce reliance on virgin resources and mitigate the environmental impacts. However, the recycling of synthetic fabrics presents its own set of complexities. Unlike some materials such as glass or aluminum, synthetic fabrics can degrade during the recycling process, resulting in lower quality fibers. This downcycling limits the number of times a material can be recycled before it ultimately ends up in a landfill. Despite these challenges, innovations in textile recycling technologies offer promising solutions. Chemical recycling, for instance, uses solvents to break down synthetic fabrics into their chemical building blocks, which can then be used to create new, high-quality fibers. Advancements in mechanical recycling techniques are also improving the efficiency and quality of recycled synthetic fibers. As the environmental consequences of fossil fuel dependence become increasingly apparent, the search for alternative feedstocks for synthetic fabric production has intensified. Bio-based polymers, derived from renewable resources such as corn, sugarcane, and even algae, offer a promising avenue for reducing reliance on petroleum. These bio-based alternatives can be used to create a range of fabrics with properties comparable to their petroleum-based counterparts. From biodegradable plastics to durable textiles, bio-based polymers are finding applications in various industries, including fashion. The use of bio-based materials in textile production presents an opportunity to create more sustainable alternatives to conventional synthetic fabrics. However, the transition to bio-based polymers is not without its challenges, such as competition with food production and varying environmental footprints. Despite these challenges, the development of bio-based polymers represents a significant step towards decoupling textile production from fossil fuels. In recent years, the fashion industry has witnessed a growing movement towards sustainability. Consumers are becoming increasingly aware of the environmental and social impacts of their clothing choices, prompting brands and designers to rethink their production practices. This shift towards sustainable fashion encompasses a wide range of initiatives, from using organic cotton and recycled materials to promoting fair labor practices and reducing waste. Sustainable fashion goes beyond simply swapping out conventional materials for eco-friendly alternatives. It's about rethinking the entire fashion system from design and production to consumption and disposal. This holistic approach involves designing garments for durability and longevity, reducing waste through upcycling and recycling initiatives, and promoting transparency throughout the supply chain. The rise of sustainable fashion represents a fundamental shift in the industry, moving away from fast fashion's disposable model towards a more mindful and responsible approach. Consumers are demanding greater transparency from brands, wanting to know where their clothes come from and how they are made. This increased scrutiny is pushing brands to adopt more sustainable practices and invest in innovative technologies that reduce their environmental footprint. Navigating the world of fabrics can be a daunting task for the conscious consumer. With a plethora of options available, making informed choices about the clothes we buy requires a deeper understanding of the materials used and their impact on the planet. One valuable tool is the Sustainable Apparel Coalition's Higg Materials Sustainability Index, or MSI, which assesses the environmental impacts of various materials used in apparel and footwear. The MSI considers factors such as water and energy consumption, greenhouse gas emissions, and chemical use throughout a material's life cycle. Beyond individual materials, it's important to consider the entire life cycle of a garment when evaluating its sustainability. Look for brands that prioritize durability and longevity in their designs, opting for timeless pieces over fleeting trends. Supporting brands that prioritize circularity and offer take-back programs for old garments can further reduce your environmental impact. By educating ourselves about the environmental and social impacts of our clothing choices, we can make more responsible decisions that align with our values. The fashion industry, like any other, responds to consumer demand. As consumers become more aware of the environmental and social impacts of their clothing choices, they are increasingly using their purchasing power to drive change in the industry. By supporting brands that align with their values and demanding greater transparency and accountability, consumers are playing a crucial role in shaping a more sustainable future for fashion. One powerful way consumers can affect change is by choosing to buy less and buy better. Investing in high-quality, durable pieces that will last longer reduces the demand for fast fashion and its associated environmental and social costs. Supporting brands that prioritize ethical sourcing, fair labor practices, and sustainable materials sends a clear message to the industry. Beyond individual purchasing decisions, consumers can amplify their impact by engaging in collective action. By using their voices and their wallets, consumers can hold brands accountable and drive the industry towards a more just and sustainable future. The future of fashion hinges on our ability to develop and adopt more sustainable fabric production methods. As we move towards a more circular economy, the focus will be on reducing reliance on virgin resources, minimizing waste, and developing innovative materials and technologies. One promising avenue for innovation lies in the development of closed-loop systems, where materials are continuously recycled and reused. Advancements in textile recycling technologies, such as chemical recycling, are making it possible to create high-quality recycled fibers from a wider range of materials. Another area of focus is the development of bio-based and biodegradable materials that offer sustainable alternatives to conventional synthetic fabrics. From mushroom leather to algae-based textiles, the world of biomaterials is rapidly expanding. By working together, we can create a fashion industry that is both stylish and sustainable. The choices we make about the clothes we wear have far-reaching consequences. As we've explored, the journey towards sustainable fashion is complex and multifaceted. While there is no single solution, by embracing a more conscious approach to fashion, we can make a difference. Choosing natural fibers produced with sustainable methods, supporting brands that prioritize ethical sourcing, and investing in high-quality, durable pieces are all steps in the right direction. Ultimately, the future of fashion depends on our collective commitment to making responsible choices. Let's choose wisely for ourselves and for generations to come.